Polypyrrole and polypyrrole with magnesium oxide composite samples were synthesized via chemical oxidative polymerization. Aqueous chloride and polypyrrole pyrrole solution at 1.25 molar and 1 molar concentration were prepared. After that, solution were refrigerated for 2 hours. After that, an ice bath kept with monomer solution between 1 to 4 degrees Celsius. After dropwise adding with the oxidant solution to the monomer solution, the polymerization reaction commences quickly and lasts 24 hours. After the enough time, the solution filtered through the filter paper. Rinse the yield with 1 molar HCl and acetone until the filtrate is colorless. This yield was the air dried before the vacuum drying. The dried sample were grounded into powder with pestle and mortar. The 5, 10, and 15% weight percentage magnesium oxide doped polypyrrole composite were synthesized. And the experimental technique? Yes. Experimental technique at modest scanning rate 2 degree per minute. Diffractometer is used. XRD pattern or the magnesium K alpha and angle 2 theta 10 to 80 degree. XRD measurement determine the sample crystal structure. The powder sample were mixed with the dry potassium bromide at the weight ratio 1:20 for Fourier transformation infrared analysis with the Simudo IR affinity 1 to 8000 spectrometer. Surface microstructure were examined using EVO 18 scanning electron microscope. Result and discussion. X-ray diffraction analysis. Polypyrrole and polypyrrole magnesium composite XRD pattern are displayed in first figure. Two identical peak of 20.36, 25.01 degree are seen in polypyrrole and polypyrrole magnesium oxide composite sample XRD pattern, while in the soldier at 16.10 degree. The peak strength changes significantly when magnesium oxide nanoparticles are introduced to polypyrrole symmetrically, demonstrating the strong interaction between magnesium oxide and polypyrrole. These, these peaks are caused by the conoid and benzoid ring in the perpendicular and parallel orientation. The processed sample, two peaks indicating the quasi crystal structure. FTIR analysis. FTIR spectra of the pure magnesium doped polypyrrole composite sample are shown in figure 2, second figure. In the FTIR spectrum, vibration between 400 2000 centimeter per inverse are apparent. Band appear at 512, 808, 1160, 1291, 1483, and 1583 centimeter inverse. Para distribution aromatic ring and the CH out of plane bending vibration cause 512 and 808 centimeter inverse band. An apparent band at 1291 centimeter inverse show carbon and carbon nitrogen stretching vibration. Curved plane cause carbon hydrogen vibration at the 1160 centimeter, and 1460 to 1600 centimeter inverse band are likely driven by the non-symmetric carbon 6 ring stretching mode. The peak at the 2318 centimeter inverse is created by aromatic carbon hydrogen stretching, while the band at 2950 to 3300 centimeter inverse is due to aromatic amine nitrogen hydrogen stretching. Field emission scanning electron microscope. Figure 3 shows typical FeSAM image of the pure pyrrole and pyrrole magnesium oxide composite sample. FeSM image of the current sample shows the particle with the same morphology and as the clean magnesium oxide doped polypyrrole sample. The composite sample FeSM image show magnesium oxide nanoparticle, possibly because they have been integrated into the PPT matrix. Here, magnesium oxide nanoparticle are the core and polypyrrole are the shell. Conclusion. Last conclusion, please. Polypyrrole and magnesium oxide doped polypyrrole composite sample were synthesized via chemical oxidative polymerization. Polypyrrole based pure and composite sample in emerald salt with foam have significantly conducting straight peaks of the cunoid and benzoid ring in the FTI spectrum, and XRD pattern shows the present sample as the quasi-crystal. This show that the sample stability increases with the magnesium oxide nanoparticle doping. FESM shows the particle 1 to 10 micrometer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Pramila. Now I would like to ask our chairperson if they have any questions.
Pramila, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear.
Okay, okay. So, what is the condition of diffraction?
XRD diffraction, sir, slide number, I think, 3rd.
How these actually X-ray diffract from a crystal? From where you get this XRD spectra done?
Sir, is peaks are, hello?
हाँ बताइए बताइए.
In this graph, there are 2 peaks are obtained at 20.36 and 25.01 degree are seen. They are for simple polypyrrole or polypyrrole composite magnesium oxide.
Okay, sir. Why we get these peaks?
These peaks show the magnesium oxide is a nanoparticle outer magnesium oxide. They form a shell of polypyrrole, which make its conductivity large.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any more questions? All right. Thank you so much for your presentation, Pramila.
Thank you, ma'am.
So you can leave. You can leave the presentation. You can leave the link.
Okay.
Thank you. Next. Okay, next is Kusum Rani. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Kusum, are you ready with the presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, okay. So over to you, you can start your presentation.
Good evening, ma'am. I am Kusum, presenting the PhD scholar in mathematics. You can hear, ma'am? Hello?
Yeah. You can. You have not. The slides are not visible. You have not opened the slides, the presentation, the PPT.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Can you please present the PPT as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There is a present option just below the screen. If you can see in the middle of the screen.
Ma'am, option is not showing.
आपका जो स्क्रीन है, स्क्रीन के नीचे एकदम एंड में देखिए, बीच में एक प्रेजेंट का ऑप्शन आ रहा है.
No, ma'am. ऐसा नहीं है.
आप एक काम करो, आप एक बार व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए, ठीक है?
7015155592
इस नंबर पे करवाना. ओके, सो कुसुम, हेलो,
हेलो, यस मैम।
या जी कुसुम, आप एक नंबर मैं बता रही हूँ उस पर प्लीज अपना व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए प्रेजेंटेशन। वी विल रन इट फ्रॉम हियर, हम यहाँ से प्रेजेंट कर लेंगे। आप स्लाइड जब चेंज करना होगा बता देना।
यस मैम।
हाँ, नंबर नोट कीजिए प्लीज। 70155
70155
928
928
05।
05।
इस पे आप
यस
प्लीज
मैम।
व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए। हाँ,
यस मैम।
Priyanka Nagar, am I audible? Priyanka Nagar, Miss Priyanka Nagar, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
जी प्रियंका जी, आपका प्रेजेंटेशन रेडी है?
Yes, ma'am. It is at 3 p.m.
क्या? Sorry?
It is at 3:10 p.m. No.
ओके, योर वॉइस इज नॉट ऑडिबल। आप एक बार अपना नेटवर्क चेक कर लीजिए, अपना प्रेजेंटेशन रेडी कर लीजिए। आपका इसके बाद होगा, कुसुम जी के बाद आपका है, ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
ओके जी। मिस्टर जगबीर सिंह, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, सो मिस्टर जगबीर सिंह, प्रियंका जी के बाद आपका होगा, ठीक है? प्लीज बी प्रिपेयर विथ योर स्लाइड्स एंड प्रेजेंटेशन। भेजा है मैंने? व्हाट्सएप चेक करो। कुसुम, आपने भेजा है? आई थिंक वी शुड प्रोसीड विद प्रियंका। तब तक
मैम भेज रही हूँ, मतलब पहुंचा नहीं आपके पास, मेरे पास से जा चुका है मैम।
इनके उनके उन्होंने भेज दिया है, आपको मिला नहीं है। हाँ, आगे। ओके कुसुम, वी आर जस्ट ओपनिंग इट। एक मिनट। Okay, so you can proceed with the presentation.
यस मैम।
जब चेंज करना होगा कुसुम जी बता दीजिएगा।
यस मैम।
हेलो कुसुम जी, आप रेडी है? आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं अपना प्रेजेंटेशन। हेलो कुसुम जी, मिसेस कुसुम रानी, आप प्रेजेंटेशन शुरू कीजिए।
यस मैम। I am presenting the topic K formulation matrix multiplication based on the deterministic computations of characteristic polynomials with optimized cost-bound function. Matrix multiplication is the fundamental operation in computational mathematics that is widely used in the field of linear algebra and mechanical learning. The study is the present a new method of the calculating matrix multiplication using the deterministic computations of characteristic polynomials with the optimized cost-bound function. Characteristic polynomials which is immediately associated with the determinant of the matrix. Matrix is the potent tool of the examining the matrix features such as the eigenvalue and eigenvector. The suggested approach seeks of the optimized computing efficient of the matrix multiplication. Ma'am, next slide. The present aim is fill in the acknowledgement gaps of the optimize use the cost bound function to change the preference of the current methods. The approach employs K formulation matrix, teaching a of the computational speed. Experiment as the performance as associated the algorithm approaches process efficiently and cost in the conventional approaches. The result of the immediate and efficiency of the K formulation matrix algorithm gives the accuracy calculating the matrix polynomials in the matrix multiplication. The research in changed the field of the matrix multiplication by integrated determinate computations approaches with the optimized cost-bound functions. Keywords matrix multiplication, determinate calculation, computing efficient polynomials, and computational approaches. Thank you, ma'am.
There were only 3 slides, Kusum?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so any questions?
Yes, Kusum, why a characteristic matrix of matrix is important?
Yes, sir. Repeat the question, sir.
Why characteristic equation of any matrix is important? Why we need a
Sir,
characteristic equation?
sir, find the eigenvalue and eigenvector is the easily of the characteristic equations usage of the
Yes, yes.
determinant eigenvalue.
Can we have characteristic equation of any matrix other than square matrix?
No, sir.
Why?
Sir, matrix characteristic equation is the only square matrix.
Yes.
Determinant not find the other square matrix.
Okay, okay. Suppose we have a characteristic equation having cubic roots. Means
Yes, sir.
the highest highest power is 3. So how much we have eigen value?
3 eigenvalues, sir.
Okay, okay, dear. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
sir.
Kusum.
Thank you,
The
ma'am.
next, thank you. The next presenter is Priyanka Nagar. Priyanka, am I audible? Hello, Priyanka.
Yes, ma'am.
जी, आप शुरू कर सकते हैं अपना presentation.
Can you hear, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Please continue.
Yes, ma'am. I'll start.
अपना स्लाइड ओपन कर लीजिएगा, अपना पीपीटी ओपन कर लीजिएगा.
Yes, ma'am. Can you see, ma'am?
यस यस.
My study is regarding development of neural fluorescence assay. It is a FRET method, a new detection method of RT-PCR method. I'm Naga Priyanka, research scholar in Department of Microbiology in OSGU Hisar. My guide is Chayanika Padunna ma'am and Swati ma'am from ESIC. Uh, Lavanya is my research scholar helping me in this study. My overview of HBV virus is a serious liver infection and it is majorly global health problem. Approximately 290 million people were living with a chronic HBV infection worldwide,
प्रियंका
and the
आप
impact.
प्रियंका
Yes, ma'am.
हेलो प्रियंका, आई एम सो
Yes,
सॉरी टू
ma'am.
इंटरप्ट. आप स्क्रीन को एनलार्ज कर लीजिए प्लीज, पीपीटी को
Yes, ma'am.
फुल स्क्रीन कर लीजिए. हाँ,
Yes, ma'am.
फुल स्क्रीन कर लीजिए. प्रेस F5. F5. Simply press F5.
Yes, ma'am. I have done, ma'am.
एक मिनट, आप एक बार स्लाइड पे क्लिक कीजिए. जो स्लाइड ओपन है साइड में उस पर
Now,
क्लिक
ma'am.
कीजिए. स्लाइड पे जो ओपन है उस पर क्लिक कीजिए और अपने स्क्रीन के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में, हाँ लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में
Now,
देखिए.
ma'am.
नहीं अभी नहीं, अब वो गायब ही हो गया पूरा.
1 second, ma'am. I am.
एग्जिट पे दबाओ, एग्जिट. प्लीज प्रेस एग्जिट बटन.
Okay. Let's see. F5. Now it is visible, ma'am.
नहीं नहीं, आप पहले जैसे आपने प्रेजेंट पे करके पूरा वो स्क्रीन दिख रहा था ना.
Ah, yes, ma'am. Share screen.
हाँ, शेयर स्क्रीन से पहले करना पड़ेगा आपको. चलवा दूँ वैसे.
This F5.
हाँ
Now
ये आ
it is
गया ना.
visible.
हाँ नाउ इट इज विजिबल. बस इसको अभी आप एनलार्ज कर लीजिए. हाँ फुल स्क्रीन कर दीजिए.
Now, ma'am. I'm doing, ma'am, in my laptop.
प्लीज कंटिन्यू प्लीज कंटिन्यू.
Okay. Aim to enhance my accuracy and reliability of hepatitis B virus detection, development, validation. I have done with the internal fluorophore primer assay. It is comparing with the normal conventional and diagnostic methods, ma'am. My objectives of study is the designing of FRET primers, which are different from the other primer probe assays, and validate diagnostic kits by preparing myself an in-house prepared kit by using known positives and known negatives of HBV samples. And I want to compare with the diagnostic methods to evaluate my method, which is a highly advanced technique, which is highly sensitive and specific for all diagnostic utility. This is the structure of hepatitis D. In this, majorly all the people in the outside and any diagnostics kit development, people use the surface antigen for the developing the new kits gene. My study design is to validate sample breakdown of 20 true. I am comparing the equipment in the ESIC where I collaborating with for my study. Is TrueNat machine is there in ESIC Hospital, Sanat Nagar, Hyderabad. There I have taken 25 positives and 25 negative samples for validation, and for 70 total 70 10 samples healthy controls I have taken. This is the sample structure. how many I have all over 270 samples which are statistically significant have taken from the ESIC hospital.
Priyanka, I'm so sorry to interrupt you again, but your slides aren't moving. It is still on the aim slide. I mean, I think the second or the third slide. Your slides aren't moving.
Now it is moving, ma'am.
Now,
1 second, ma'am. Something is problem.
enable editing.
Now, ma'am.
हाँ, अभी है, अभी है.
Now I came to 8th slide.
Okay. No problem. Please continue.
My study design, ma'am, I have taken essay validation ke liye, I have taken 25 and 25 positives, negative samples, and healthy controls 10 60 samples for primary validation of the study, and prospective study 110 samples positives and negatives, and 50 that's healthy controls. I have taken total sample size is 270. And the methodology of my sample inside is a sample collection from ESIC hospital which are collected. I have taken from the all the samples, children, pregnant women, etc. All the patients I have included in my study, and the DNA extraction I have done in-house extraction method, and the samples are by storing the samples in minus 20 degrees after the extraction the DNA. And the primer design of the I have labeled my primers with FAM dye and BHQ quencher from reverse primer and forward primer. It's a different technique of Fred primer assay. And the validation of the sample is established by sensitivity, specificity, and analysis have done comparing with the TrueNat and conventional methods I have done. These are the primers I have used from which is nearly 100 base pair length. With this primer FFP assay, the base pair length should be very specific region only. That's why my assay is very sensitive and specific for the detection of HBV. Here we can exclude false positives and false negatives also. And my key findings of comparative analysis done in the diagnostic performances, and the sensitivity of my kit is 96.92% and specificity is for 95%. And the sample analysis has done 270 samples of comparing with TrueNat assay. Actually identified higher number of true positives and fewer number of false negatives. The efficiency and error rate is 89.2%, which is lower error margin 0.78%. And in clinical impact, the improved detection rate of HBV is potentially leading to better patient management and treatment outcomes. Overall, the study confirmed this IFFP assay, my assay, superior diagnostic capabilities and offering promising alternative existing kits in the market. I have done the standard curve of the serial dilution of the my standard. I have done this standard curve of the kit. These I have calculated sensitivity, specificity of the kit by comparing 270 samples on the both assays. My advantages of IFFP FRET assay is enhanced the specificity and sensitivity of the conventional method by minimizing the false positives and false negatives. The innovative FRET design method utilizes to standardize the detection of HBV infection and reduce the diagnostic errors. As we see, the more false negative, false positive chances are there in the outside kits which are using in the market. Ours is very specific and sensitive in our detection method. The application of the across the diverse samples, we have a wider range of samples including challenging ones like dry blood spot, and I have done the dry just fingerprint drop of the blood of the patient have taken in the dry blood spot. I used Wattman grade 4 filter paper. That paper, a DNA extract, that paper blood also extracted the DNA and done. It has clinically shown the better results. Without the bleeding the patient more, I have taken the fingerprint blood of HPV positive and negative patients. They have given a better result by checking the dry blood spot method also. And the potential of border infection disease addiction, while HBV IFPS method is a potential method for adapted for other infectious disease like HCV, HIV, and any other diseases by using this IFFP assay method. And these are the sample structure I have taken. The conclusion and future directions of my IFFP project is the IFFP test is presents a significant advancement in the diagnostic and offering sensitivity specificity compared to the other traditional methods. It's an innovative FRED technology showing promising accurate detection of HBV and having a improved outcomes of the test. The clinical impact is enhanced detection of compatibilities. FFP assay could lead to the more earlier, more and accurate diagnostics, facilitating timely and targeted treatment. And it is around the time bound also. It's very time TAT ratio is very 1 hour. We can one to 1.5 hour test. It is be finished, and by this we can targeted treatment will be given for interventions and potentially reduce the related HBV mortality and mortality rate. My future research further studies of encouraging IFFP validate assay across the broader spectrum of HBV genotypes and like core antigen, envelope antigen, and other infectious diseases like HCV, HIV also. I want to promote the IFFP assay by checking, validating the other samples also. And the collaboration and development, a continued collaboration between researchers and clinicians, industries, partners for crucial refining the assay and scale upping the production and integrating the technology into standard diagnostic kits. Final note, the development of IFFP assay is step to forward the fight against HBV. It's a potential and a broad application underscores the importance of innovation diagnostic technologies of global health. Acknowledgements, the research team appreciation. I heartfelt thank you to dedicated team of my members who expertise and commit instrumental in success of study. I institutional support, the gratitude to OSGU, OM Sterling Global University, Hisar and ISIC Sanat Nagar Hospitals and Hyderabad for providing facility and necessary eh, resources for conducting my research work and guidance and mentorship. And my special thanks to Chaynika ma'am and Dr. Swati ma'am for invaluable guidance and mentorship and insights throughout the research responses process. These are my references. Thank you.
So much, Priyanka. Any questions from the judges, from the chairperson? Any questions?
Priyanka, can you describe the properties of this hepatitis B virus? Which type of virus it is? Can you describe the properties of hepatitis B virus? Which type of virus it is?
Hepatitis virus, ma'am. It is a DNA virus, ma'am.
Okay, DNA virus. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I have mainly taken the chronic infections of chronic stage of the hepatitis B virus and early stages of the HBV virus, ma'am.
Yeah. Priyanka, can you tell me the future directions for you develop? I think one kit for this.
Yes, ma'am.
For the diagnosis. of-
Diagnostic purpose, ma'am. Ma'am, it is qualitative. It can be converted into quantitative by using the NIBSC standards which are provided from National Institute of Virology. We can take and clone the cultures and I can make that for standards for we can use for it is quantitative essay also.
Okay, you
Up to
developed only essay. I think you can develop or put your essay into a device. Your
yes,
work is
ma'am. Yes,
very innovative. I think I liked your work, and it is
thank
quite
you, ma'am.
innovative because still now we don't have any type of hepatitis B virus detection kit in market.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think you can develop it, and you also may get patent on this in future.
Yes, ma'am. We are trying, ma'am.
You applied for patent for your
Ma'am, after
this
this study,
essay.
I am applying, ma'am. After this study, I have taken the permissions.
Okay, okay. Can you tell me the earlier methods we have for detection of HBV virus? Earlier
Earlier
methods or
methods
earlier.
now like Kaizen and other companies, they are using primer probe essay, ma'am. They are targeting the probes. They are designing the specific probe for the HBV detection, surface antigen probe. This is separate, ma'am. It is a fluorescent labeled. I am labeling the forward and reverse primer, tagging the dikes for specific detection only. There in the probe, any some primer dimers and any self annealing problems will be there. That's why we can lose our false positives and false negatives. Chances will be there. Here we are targeting less number of bases, like 100 base pairs only. In within the 100 base pairs, we are designing the primers as such, which is specific to the HBV region. Here
Thank you.
very less chances of true negative false negative chances are very less, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you.
Thank
And
you, ma'am.
okay, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, Priyanka. So the next
Thank you.
presenter is Mr. Jagveer Singh. So are you ready, Mr.
Hello.
Jagveer Singh? Ji, hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Hello. Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon,
Yeah,
all of you.
good afternoon, Jagveer.
My
You can share your slides.
ma'am, where is the option to share the slides?
नहीं, आप अगर करना चाह रहे हैं खुद से, तो फिर आप खुद ही पीपीटी ऑपरेट कर लीजिए, नहीं तो भेज दीजिए.
इस नंबर पे मंगवा लीजिए.
हेलो, या रिम्पल.
Hello. Hello.
या हेलो जगवीर.
Hello, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Myself, Jagveer Singh, research scholar in the Department of Physics, Home Sterling Global University, Hisar, under the supervision of Dr. Sunil Kumar Dwivedi ji, Associate Professor in the Department of Physics, Home Sterling Global University, Hisar. Today, my topic is to analysis of the structural dielectric, magnetic, and magnetodielectric properties of the neodymium substituted hexaferrite of strontium.
Jagveer, your PPT, you can share the PPT.
Ma'am, I have submitted through the email.
Jagveer, can you please operate the PPT now?
मैम यहाँ ऑप्शन कैसे होगा जी?
आप एक काम कीजिए, आप एक नंबर पे अपना पीपीटी व्हाट्सएप कर दीजिए अभी.
यस मैम कौन से वाले पे जी?
जी, नंबर लिख लीजिए आप 701555
70155 आगे मैम
92805.
805 जी.
ठीक है, इस पे भेजिए. एंड ऑल्सो रिम्पल किचर, इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू present the PPT yourself, please share your PPT on the same number.
इसमें हम कोई मैसेज ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं. स्ट्रीम यार्ड के लिंक में आप एक मैसेज ड्रॉप कर दो। अच्छा
सब Rimple, am I audible? जी,
Yes.
अगर आप can you present the PPT yourself or shall you can you want to share it with us?
No, ma'am. I'll present.
Okay, ठीक है. If not, then you can just share the PPT on the given number, which is 7015592805.
ये फिजियोथेरेपी वाले को भेज दो।
Ma'am, is it visible? Is it visible?
नो रिम्पल, अभी आपका टर्न आया नहीं है, तो काइंडली वेट। एक बार पहले जगदीश जी का हो जाए, उसके बाद आप करिएगा, ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
एंड हाँ, ओके जगदीश जी, यू कैन कंटिन्यू। आपका
नहीं मैं
ओपन हो गया।
ये दूसरा पीपीटी है जी, गलती से शेयर होगा जी
ये जगदीश सिंह आप ही का तो नाम दिया हुआ है ना, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फिजिक्स।
मैम।
हेलो,
हाउ फनी इज इट?
तो आप पीपीटी के लिए रेडी हो? हेलो, आपका जो है प्रेजेंटेशन है, आप रेडी हो उसके लिए? हाँ हाँ हाँ, आप ज्वाइन कर लीजिए उस लिंक को ना। हाँ, क्योंकि सेशन थोड़ा अर्ली चल रहा है, तो आप ज्वाइन कर लीजिए, ठीक है? हाँ, विद
ये आपका पेपर।
का जो है वो कर लो।
ओके जगदीश जी, आप अपना टाइम ले लीजिए प्लीज। टिल दैट टाइम, रिम्पल, आर यू रेडी विद द पीपीटी?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, यू कैन प्रेजेंट द पीपीटी।
Yes.
एंड बी क्विक एंड शॉर्ट, ठीक है? जो मेन पॉइंट्स होंगे आपके पीपीटी के और आपके रिसर्च के, बस उन्हीं को हाईलाइट करना है, स्पेशली द मेथोडोलॉजीज एंड द डेटा पार्ट, उस तरीके से, ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
टेन मिनट्स का तो हो गया।
Ma'am, I'm sharing the screen.
Okay. No, your PPT isn't visible. 8 minutes.
Ma'am, is it visible? Is my screen visible?
It is, but ये आपने दूसरा स्क्रीन ओपन कर रखा है, आप PPT वाला स्क्रीन ओपन कर लीजिए।
मैम पीपीटी वाला ही ओपन किया मैम।
कौन सा ऑप्शन होगा?
इज इट विजिबल मैम?
No, 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 it is not.
मैम आई एम अपलोडिंग द फाइल।
हाँ,
मैम जस्ट आई नीड वन। मैम in present I have three options: slides, video file, share screen.
live video file sharing.
Share screen.
Share,
When
share
I'm
screen.
Ma'am, when I'm sharing the screen, it's giving the option window, StreamYard or switch USB.
आप एक काम करो, आप WhatsApp कर दो slide.
Okay, ma'am.
Seven 701559285.
कनेक्ट तो करिए। कनेक्ट करने में कितना टाइम लगा रहे हैं?
इनका आगे जगवीर सिंह। ओके, जगवीर सिंह जी, आप अपना एक बार पीपीटी देखिए, तो करेक्ट पीपीटी।
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Rimple, you could just take your 2 minutes of time, और जगवीर जी इनको please within 5 to 7 minutes आप conclude कीजिएगा with your main points about the PPT and your research, okay?
Today my topic is to analysis of structural dielectric, magnetic and magnetodielectric possession of the neodymium substituted hexaferrite of strontium. Now at the abstract. The neodymium substituted strontium based Z hexaferrite having composition strontium 3-X, neodymium X, cobalt twice, Fe24O41, where X equal to 0, 0.15, 0.30, 0.45 corresponding to the percentage 5%, 10% and 15% substitution were prepared using solid state reaction method in the pre-optimized rare earth metal solubility range where X is less than equal to 0.45 and labeled as SCFO, SNCFO5, SNCFO10 and SNCFO15 respectively. The structure and the grain morphology of prepared sample were investigating using X-ray diffractometer and scanning electron microscopy. X-ray diffraction parameter pattern confirm the formulation of Z hexaferrite with adequate phase purity. Dielectric measurements show relaxation type, frequency dependent and thermally activated dielectric response for all prepaid samples. Then to introduction. Z hexaferrite is a novel ferrite with hexagonal substituted hexagonal structure that was developed at Phillips Laboratories in 1950 and has the chemical composition barium oblique strontium thrice cobalt twice Fe24O41. Hexaferrite are generally ferromagnetic ceramics derived from iron oxide. Although these ferrites possess good magnetic properties like most ceramics, yet they are poor conductor of electricity. Hexaferrites are divided into 6 distinct groups: M group, Y group, W group, Z group, X group, and U-type hexaferrites, and can be understood by a layering of the 3 basic blocks: S block, T block, and R block. On the interesting aspect of the hexaferrite is that they may exhibit magnetoelectric coupling. Although several materials have been discovered to be magnetoelectric, the major disadvantage with the material is that magnetoelectric characteristics can only be realized at low temperature and with strong magnetic fields, making them unstable for practical engineering application. Then at the image figure point 1, schematic diagram for synthesis process of neodymium substituted hexaferrite of strontium. Then the result, the XRD pattern of strontium 3 minus X neodymium X cobalt twice Fe24O41 with different neodymium content 0.00 less than equal to X less than equal to 0.45 are shown in the figure 2. The obtained diffraction peaks of all the sample indicates that hexaferrite as a major phase where it is a well-known fact that W and Y phase also synthesis in the same temperature range. Therefore, the possibility of the formation of the further phases such as with Z hexaferrite cannot be fully ruled out of this situation. In addition, no additional peaks of unreacted starting component have been observed in our samples. This implies a well mixing of all the reactant material. Further, with the increase of the neodymium in SCFOs, there seems to have been no appreciable change in the peaks, which indicate that neodymium has been substituted well within the host matrix without substantial change in the structure. However, the intensity of the peaks varies with neodymium substitution. The latest parameter corresponding to the reactant sample were obtained in our previous report to the SCFO, where only two phase W and Z hexaferrite were used during revital refinement of the XRD data. As stated above, in the present case, no structural change is visible from the peak position of neodymium substituted, where for sample with lanthanum substitution, the onset of the structural change appears clearly in the XRD patterns. In figure 2.0, 2.A XRD pattern of neodymium substituted hexaferrite of strontium, and in the figure B, enlarged view of the XRD pattern from 31 to 34 degree. Now scanning electron microscopy. The same micrographs are shown in figure 3A to D. No foreign particle or impurity seemed to be visible from these micrographs. It is relevant there to maintain that a slow cooling rate during synthesis has improved the grain size of all the samples and the grain boundaries are not distinct. Therefore, it is very challenging to find the specific grain size of the prepared sample. Besides, it is quite visible from this SEM image that is prepared sample are denser with less porosity.
Is it concluded?
Then at the conclusion, the sample SR3 minus X neodymium X cobalt twice Fe24O41 have been prepared by solid state reaction route. A room temperature weak magnetoelectric coupling is observed with the coefficient alpha 0.213 megawatt. Initially, the value of magnetoelectric coefficient increased with the neodymium substitution. However, some appear to decrease with further neodymium substitution. Similarly, kind of behavior is observed in the case of magnetic property of these sample. The variation of ME coupling coefficient may be linked with the change in the magnetic property of the substituted with neodymium substitution in the SCFO. It is further observed that the value of a dielectric constant for sample SCFO, SNCFO10 and SNCFO15 at a particular frequency shows a decreasing trend with an increase in the rare earth substitutional except for the sample SNCFO5. These are the references.
जी जगवीर जी हो गया आपका कंक्लूड हो गया
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much for the presentation. Any questions? How many questions? Sir, any questions? Okay, just wait. Question? मुझे ये पूछना? Okay, thank you so much. There are no questions from us, so thank you. Next,
Thank you.
Rimple, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, ready.
Okay, so उनका PPT आ गया? Okay, all right.
And ma'am, I leave it.
जी, you can, please.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so Rimple, yeah, you are visible, and जब भी आपको slide change करना होगा, please let us know.
No, ma'am, this is not my slide. I'm presenting from my screen, ma'am. Ma'am, I will present it to my side. This is not my presentation.
Yeah, you can present it by yourself, लेकिन आप फिर जो slide है वो share कर दीजिएगा, ठीक है? ये नहीं
Okay, ma'am.
I think you.
Ma'am,
आपने यही वाला
ये किसका
no, ma'am, I have not sent. This is by mistake.
आगे
ये किसी और का होगा, देखना एक मिनट.
अभी जो भेजे वो नहीं करने थे
नहीं
नहीं
ये रिंकल की खुद ने शेयर कर रखी है रिंकल
अच्छा
रिंकल ने खुद ने शेयर कर
हाँ
रखी है।
खुद
It is the same, हाँ. It is the same only.
Rimple, it's shared by you only.
ना इधर भी है Rimple.
Maybe by mistake. I deleted what I have shared. Ma'am, this is my slide. I'm presenting for myself.
Okay, all right. All right, next is Ritu.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ritu, are you ready with your presentation and PPTs, right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, अभी
Good
थोड़ी देर में, हाँ, गुड आफ्टरनून. थोड़ी देर में अभी शुरू करेंगे, अभी रिम्पल का हो जाएगा, उनके बाद आपका होगा, ठीक है?
afternoon.
तो आप खुद शेयर कर लेंगे या फिर आप भेजेंगे हमें
मैंने
PPT?
भेज दी ऑलरेडी हो गई उनकी भेज दी
ठीक है, ओके.
दोबारा शेयर
डिस्कनेक्ट हो गई क्या
डिस्कनेक्ट
तो इन्हीं का करा लो.
रिंकल आ गया
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yeah, yes, it is visible. You can continue.
Good evening to one and all present here. Today I'm presenting my topic and my presentation: extracting and analyzing fungal strains from soil contaminated with pesticides. So basically, I'm a PhD scholar in OSU, and I'm doing PhD on evaluation of physiological responses and bioremediation potential of fungal strains towards heavy metals. So this is a part of my work where I have worked that how to extract and analyze some fungal strains from contaminated soils from nearby regions. So this is the major concerns that pesticides are bioaccumulating in the food chains, and they are causing pollution of the soils, and they are coming in the food chains also. So this is a major concern. So this is the work that pesticide derived pollutants were banned due to health risk, and India uses most of the pesticides, that is 44.5%, mostly from cotton crops and rice fields. So pesticides and their byproducts build up in the top layer of the soil and impacting the soil health, and some biochemical processes like nitrification, ammonification, which are good for the soil fertility and the soil health. So toxic chemicals in mammals and other higher up food chains, they bioaccumulate and causes major health risk like cancer and other issues. So these chemicals, they need to break down spontaneously, but how? So the solution is basically biodegradation or bioremediation. So most of the fungus, most of the fungi, and most of the genera of the fungi, they have this bioremediation potential. So this is how to isolate and these identify these fungal strains from pesticide contaminated soils. So what methodology we are adopting in this research, that is we have collected some soil samples. 20 soil samples were gathered from various locations of Hisar and nearby regions where most of the pesticides are used by farmers on multiple occasions, and means during before harvesting, the most of the pesticides are they are sprinkled to protect them from the pests and other diseases. So samples were collected in sterile polythene zipper bags and stored at optimum minimum temperature of 4 degrees Celsius. So how we isolated the soil fungi? The soil fungi were isolated, and sample preparation were using dilution methods, where we diluted it 10 times or up to the 10 raised to power minus 6 or 10 raised to power minus 5 levels. But the growth occurred during the 10 raised to power minus 4 level dilution. So potato dextrose agar method, plating method was also done for the making fungal colonies, and soil plating method, identification of the soil fungi. So most of the fungal species and genera, they were identified using morphological features and distinctive features of the groups of the fungi. So isolation and characterization of fungi. So the fungus identification were using soil dilution plates and plating methods. In this, we diluted the samples. We diluted the samples up to 10 times, 6 times. But the major growth that happened when we diluted it up to 4 times, means that is up to 10 raised to the minus 4 dilution and 10 raised to the minus 2 dilution. Till then, the major growth occurred, and up to 10 raised to the minus 6. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yes, you are audible.
Okay. And potato dextrose agar medium petri plates were prepared for growing the fungal colonies. 54 fungal colonies were cultured, and in this study, fungus was isolated using again that soil dilution plates method. So 20 soil samples from various locations were gathered, and 20 pesticides treated soil samples yielded 54 fungal colonies isolates, from which 14 were known genera and species, and 5 species were unknown. So from soil, Ascomyceta mycota, including Aspergillus, Fusarium, Euclidium, Drosera, Humicola, these and Rhizopus. These were the major. The percentage of these fungus was major, highest, and the other the groups of fungal species, they were the least percentage in number. So this is the graph we have prepared, that Aspergillus is isolated in maximum contribution, that is 11.11%, means out of those colonies, 6 major average number of individual colonies were 6 of these Aspergillus nidulans species, and this is Oryza, 2 colonies were there. Aspergillus niger, again 5 colonies, individual colonies were there. And this Rhizopus, again the major contributor. Rhizopus, again it is 7 individual colonies were there, and percentage was highest. That means the Rhizopus, Aspergillus, and these are the fungal genera which have major bioremediation potential and the growing potential on pesticide contaminated soils. So these will help in further studies, that we can biodegrade heavy metals and pesticide contaminated soils using these genera and the particular species mentioned here. And how we identified, so major macro and micro morphological features of different groups and their distinctive features we have utilized for specifying the species and identifying the particular species of a particular fungal genera. So conclusion that in this study we have detected and isolated 54 fungal colonies in a pesticide contaminated agricultural soil. So staining was also done to reveal 19 fungal species, from which 9 genera in phylum Ascomyceta, as I mentioned in the table also, Deuteromycota, Zygomycota, by morphology and microscopy. Most indigenous fungi can grow and emerge simultaneously in these contaminated soils, indicating that they can use xenobiotics for growth and energy. These fungi will be tested for their ability to break down xenobiotic compounds, as the topic of my research was also, including pesticides. So these are the references, and thank you to all the dignitaries and all the supervisors of my research. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rimple. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. Any questions?
Rimple, hello.
Okay.
Are we audible?
नहीं Rimple गई.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Rimple,
Okay.
Rimple, are you there?
No, she is not. Okay. Anyway, Ritu, आपकी slides हम लगा रहे हैं. Please be ready.
Yes, ma'am.
जी आप नहीं नहीं ये नहीं है.
रितु का
Examining the text Ritu का नहीं है.
रितु की है, आप ये वाली लगाओ. इफेक्ट ऑफ फिजियोथेरेपी.
Effect of physiotherapy. Just a moment, Ritu. हाँ.
रितु लिखा हुआ है उस पे. हाँ हाँ ये
हाँ
वाला.
हाँ Ritu. Okay, Rimple is back. You want to ask something?
एक आध पूछ लेते थे.
Okay, Rimple, if you are back, so are we audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. आपके लिए एक आध questions है from our concerned person. Please be online.
Dimple, hello. Dimple, can you tell me the which extraction process you use for the fungal strain analysis? Which extraction and analytical methods you used for the identification or extraction of the fungal strains?
Actually, ma'am, for growing these fungal cultures, we used potato dextrose agar medium, in which we use this 20 gram of potato dextrose per 100 ml and 2 gram of agar for per 100 ml. So this culture, this media, we have autoclaved, and then we have grown the fungal samples on these potato dextrose agar medium. And for the soil soil dilution plating also we have done. In that we have taken 1 ml per dilution per 10 ml.
Okay, Rimple, this extraction or analysis, it is valid for all the fungal strain which are present in soil?
Actually, ma'am, yes, we have used this universal method. Actually, potato dextrose agar medium, it is not only for fungus, it is mainly we use for yeast and molds and some species, but some kind of bacteria can also be cultured in this medium culture method. So microbial flora we culture extract from this method, ma'am.
How you will test these fungal strain on the pesticides?
Ma'am, actually we are studying and doing research on their physiological response. Means how which enzymes. Mostly, I have studied that this potato dextrose agar medium, the samples were cultured. These fungus, they activate lipase enzyme more. So different enzymes, how they respond to the chemicals, how they respond to heavy metals, how they bioabsorb these metals, how they biodegrade these metals. So various physiological and physiochemical responses in these fungal species we are studying, ma'am.
Okay. Last question for you. Have your fungal strain is used for the removal of the pesticides from the soil? It is
Ma'am,
possible.
till now we are not we are just studying responses only, ma'am.
Just you are studying the responses only. Okay, fine.
And their potential, ma'am, potential.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Dimple, thank you. So, Ms. Riturani, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can continue.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. First of all, my presentation was in comparison of cardiorespiratory and physical health parameter between the students of two different courses. That's basically the yoga and physiotherapy students from the GJU. Hisar. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yes,
Audible. You are
yes.
audible.
Yes, ma'am. So
Please
basically,
carry on.
yes, ma'am. So in this study, we totally conduct an study on total 143 students mixing yoga and physiotherapy. Out of these, totally 200 students में से 143 are okay with that. They are performing in that. So basically, our parameters in this study was to check whether they are physically fit or not and their cardiorespiratory parameters. So first of all, in this cross-sectional study, minimum sample size was 143 and those are physically fit with yoga students mean age 18 to 34 years. Individual with any mental order, pregnant women, girls on period, and any musculoskeletal disorder was excluded from the study. So this study was conducted during the period of June 22 to August 20. In this study, our parameter was BMI, SpO2, pulse rate, BP, beat holding time, and physical fitness index. These were determined by the specific formula. First of all, weight that was calculated by the weigh machine, height that is calculated by the inch tape, BMI with this formula. Then we come to the pulse rate. Pulse rate that was measured by manually pulse palpating uh, by sitting, uh, by asking the patient to sit on a chair and examiner palpate the pulse for at least 30 seconds. Second is SpO2. We measure the SpO2 by pulse oximeter. Next one is blood pressure. BP was measured by the using digital sphygmomanometer, same as for the yoga and physiotherapy student. Then we measure the breath holding time by asking the patient to voluntarily hold their breath till they can. Next, last is physical fitness index that was measured by the step hour test. In this, we ask the subject to step up and down on a 20-inch stepper for male and 18-inch stepper for the female at the rate of 30 steps at least per minute for the duration of 5 minutes or minimum they can. After the completion of the test, we check their recovery pulse rate is after every 1, 2, and 3 minutes. From the data analysis, we found when we compare the physiotherapy and yoga student all variables by using the t-test and variables other test, we found that our conclusion am I audible, ma'am? Yes. Last, our conclusion, according to this study, we found that yoga students are far better physically fit and their breathing hold time far better. as compared to physiotherapy students. So we come on conclusion that physiotherapy students to encourage their physical fitness.
Okay, so all right. So you are done with the PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So any questions?
Ritu.
Ritu.
Ritu,
Yes, ma'am.
can you tell me about ERB Plafi? What is this? Which
Yes, ma'am.
kind of which kind of disease it is? ERB Plafi. Your topic is effect of physiotherapy on ERB Plafi.
No, ma'am.
Okay, you change your topic.
Comparison of
Okay,
cardiorespiratory and physical health parameters between physiotherapy and yoga students.
you compare both.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the findings of your study? Come to
That
that.
yoga student far physically fit as compared to physiotherapy students, क्योंकि
Okay.
उनका जो शेड्यूल होता है वो डेली लाइफ में वो एक्सरसाइजेस को प्रॉपर यूज करते हैं.
Can you describe the benefits of yoga over physiotherapy? If you find, I think physiotherapy is much better option than physiotherapy in your study. So, can you describe what are the advantages of yoga exercises over physiotherapy?
एक्चुअली मैम बेसिकली डिफरेंस ये है कि योगा वाले जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं प्रॉपर एक वे में ही एक्सरसाइज करते हैं. ऑनेस्टली जो फिजियोथेरेपी वाले होते हैं वो प्रॉपर उसको रेगुलरिटी में नहीं यूज करते, वो सिर्फ बताते हैं. इसलिए वो जो योगा स्टूडेंट
जो जब भी हम कोई फिजियोथेरेपी ट्रीटमेंट हम ले रहे होते हैं, आई थिंक वो कंटिन्यूएशन नहीं होता है. फिजियोथेरेपी फॉर 10 days, आई थिंक फॉर 15 days, इस टाइप का.
मैम बट एज ए ट्रीटमेंट ही हम प्रॉपर उस चीज को लेते हैं. जब ट्रीटमेंट हमारा ये लगता है कि हाँ या वी ओके देन वी लेफ्ट दैट. बट जो योगा स्टूडेंट
So why you selected normal person? You have to select diseased patient for your study. कि अगर उनको
यस मैम
जो आपने स्टडी की उनमें आप हेल्दी वॉलंटियर्स को सेलेक्ट कर रहे हो या डिजीज पेशेंट को सेलेक्ट कर रहे हो?
मैम हेल्दी को.
हेल्दी वॉलंटियर्स आपने स्टडी किए, तो हेल्दी
Yes,
वॉलंटियर के अंदर तो हेल्दी वॉलंटियर फिजियोथेरेपी के लिए क्यों जाएगा? तो
मैम
आपको
वी जस्ट
मतलब
our parameters are basic like BP, pulse. These are our basics.
ओके,
Yes, ma'am.
एक बार पीछे की स्लाइड लेके जाओ. ये जो पैरामीटर्स हैं आपने दोनों के कंपेयर किए, योगा से भी और आपने फिजियोथेरेपी से भी.
Yes, ma'am.
तो वेरिएशंस आपको था कि सिग्निफिकेंट वेरिएशन आया था आपका? अनोवा आपने लगाया उसके अंदर?
Yes, ma'am. फिजिकली फिट हमने PFI का देखा है, फिजिकली फिटनेस इंडेक्स और ब्रीथ होल्डिंग टाइम है, ये इनमें सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस था.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for your nice presentation. Next one.
thank you, ma'am.
Next is Prem.
Okay. Yeah, good afternoon.
मैम मेरा टॉपिक है फिजियोथेरेपी इंटरवेंशन इन हैमस्ट्रिंग टाइटनेस अमंग यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट. तो हमने इसमें 20 स्टूडेंट लिए थे एंड
प्रियंका, एक्सक्यूज मी, आई एम सो सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट. आपका क्या है टॉपिक का नाम?
मैम मेरा टॉपिक का नाम है फिजियोथेरेपी इंटरवेंशन इन हैमस्ट्रिंग टाइटनेस अमंग यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट.
Okay, all right. And can you please share their slides? Okay. Just a moment.
Already shared.
Okay. Is it in a PDF file? It is not in a PPT format?
जी मैम PDF.
Okay, so you should be presenting it on a PPT, right? मतलब
जी
presentation का
मैम।
मतलब ही PPT होता है, right? So why haven't you prepared a PPT?
मैम हमने ऐसे ही बना रखी थी, PDF फॉर्म में ही मतलब मेल की हुई थी।
Okay, but anyway अभी तो आप present कर सकते हैं, but please remember कि ये presentation हमेशा PPT के थ्रू ही होता है, ठीक है? This is not the correct format.
ओके मैम,
Okay.
सॉरी मैम।
All right. Okay, please continue.
जी मैम, तो हमने इसमें 20 स्टूडेंट लिए थे, जिसमें एज रखी हुई थी हमने 18 to 25 एज थी इसमें। तो जो टाइटनेस चेक की थी वो थी यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट के ऊपर थी। देन इसमें इंक्लूजन जो क्राइटेरिया रखा था वो था हमारा, जैसे कि हैमस्ट्रिंग टाइटनेस का था, यूनिवर्सिटी गोइंग स्टूडेंट का था, एंड बोथ मेल एंड फीमेल के लिए थे। रिकॉग्निशन ऑफ पेन इन लेग, एंड जो एक्सक्लूजन क्राइटेरिया रखा था इसमें वो था प्रेगनेंसी, स्पाइनल फ्रैक्चर, स्पॉन्डिलाइटिस, एनी रीनल डिस्क एंड इंजरी, एनी इंजरी। तो इसमें इक्विपमेंट यूज किए थे वो किए थे वास स्केल जो कि पेन के लिए यूज किया जाता है, एंड गोनियोमीटर जो कि रेंज ऑफ मोशन के लिए यूज किया था, एंड हॉट पैक। तो इसमें प्रोसीजर में क्या था कि हमने इसमें 20 स्टूडेंट लिए थे हैमस्ट्रिंग टाइटनेस में, वो जो सिलेक्टेड थे डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ यूनिवर्सिटी, एंड जो जिसमें इसमें 2 ग्रुप्स में डिवाइड किया था 10-10, और जो एक्सपेरिमेंटल ग्रुप था एक, और एक था कंट्रोल ग्रुप। तो इसमें जो 18 to 25 ईयर्स के स्टूडेंट लिए थे, जिसमें एक्सपेरिमेंटल ग्रुप के अंदर जो अप्लाई किया था उसमें बेंट लेग रेज टेस्ट अप्लाई किया था, जो मिलियन टेस्ट होता है उसमें। और उसके अंदर पहले हमने जो प्रोटोकॉल जो जब स्टार्ट किया तो उसमें जो स्टूडेंट लिए थे उसमें पहले हमने इस प्रोटोकॉल के बारे में स्टूडेंट को बताया था कि क्या है इसमें क्या नहीं, फिर उनकी गोनियोमीटर से उनकी रेंज चेक की थी। फिर उसके बाद में हमने एक ग्रुप के अंदर जो किया था एक्सपेरिमेंट वाले में, उसमें बेंट लेग रेज टेस्ट यूज किया था। सबसे पहले हमने उसकी गोनियोमीटर से रेंज चेक की थी, देन फिर उसके बाद में हमने बेंट लेग रेज टेस्ट अप्लाई किया, फिर वापस फिर से उसकी रेंज चेक की। तो फिर उसके बाद में हमने उसका पहले भी पेन चेक किया वास स्केल से, एंड देन जब टेस्ट अप्लाई किया उसके बाद भी पेन चेक किया था। एंड फिर जो कंट्रोल ग्रुप था उसके अंदर क्या किया था कि हमने सिर्फ हॉट पैक दिए थे और स्ट्रेचिंग यूज किया था। तो उसमें भी दोनों में ही इम्प्रूवमेंट आई थी रेंज ऑफ मोशन में, और पेन भी डिक्रीज हुआ था जो पहले और बाद का जो हमने लिया हुआ था। तो इसमें फिर डाटा एनालिसिस किया था, उसके अंदर क्या था कि इसमें IBM SPSS सॉफ्टवेयर यूज किया था, जो कि टी टेस्ट यूज किया था इसके अंदर। और फिर रिजल्ट के अंदर क्या आया था कि इसके अंदर जो दोनों टेस्ट यूज किए थे हमने, जो एक्सपेरिमेंटल के अंदर थे और जो कंट्रोल ग्रुप के अंदर थे, दोनों का ही इफेक्टिव यूज आया हुआ था, दोनों ही इफेक्टिव हैं। तो इसमें कंक्लूजन के अंदर यही था कि जो हमने BLR टेक्निक यूज की थी और जो हॉट पैक यूज किए थे एंड स्ट्रेचिंग यूज किए थे, वो दोनों ही बहुत ही काफी इफेक्टिव थे रेंज ऑफ मोशन को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए। जो हमने गोनियोमीटर यूज किया था वो था रेंज ऑफ मोशन को डिटरमाइन करने के लिए, जो बिफोर एंड आफ्टर ट्रीटमेंट को यूज किया था। तो इसमें कंक्लूजन में यही है कि जो दोनों टेक्निक यूज की थी वो दोनों ही हमारी यूजफुल थी, इम्प्रूविंग रेंज ऑफ मोशन के लिए बहुत इफेक्टिव आई थी।
Okay, so Priyanka, are you done with the presentation?
जी मैम।
Okay. Any questions?
जी मैम।
Priyanka, can you tell me the objective of your study in brief? What are the main objectives?
मैम कैन यू रिपीट आवर?
What are the main objectives of your study?
मैम इसमें जो हैमस्ट्रिंग की जो टाइटनेस हो जाती है वो जैसे कॉलेज गोइंग जो स्टूडेंट होते हैं उसमें मोस्ट ऑफ टाइटनेस ही मिलती है। तो इसमें मैंने अपना इंक्लूजन जो क्राइटेरिया रखा हुआ था वो मेनली जो कॉलेज गोइंग स्टूडेंट हैं उनमें रखा हुआ था, और वो मैंने एज लिमिट रखी हुई थी जिसके अंदर 18 to 25 एज मैंने लिमिट रखी हुई थी। जो कॉलेज गोइंग स्टूडेंट थे सिर्फ उनके लिए क्या था, मेल बोथ फीमेल एंड मेल दोनों मैंने इंक्लूड किए हुए थे।
ओके प्रियंका, ये जो हैमस्ट्रिंग जो मसल्स हैं और वो
जी मैम।
किन एक्टिविटीज के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल होती है बॉडी में? हैमस्ट्रिंग मसल्स
जी
किन
मैम।
किन एक्टिविटीज के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है बॉडी में, और किस टाइप की
और
के अंदर जो है वो एबनॉर्मेलिटीज हो जाती है थाई में
मैम
और
एबनॉर्मेलिटी तो जैसे देखो थाई में जो हैमस्ट्रिंग
कहाँ इनकी
जो हमारा
लोकेशन कहाँ
नी
है?
होता है, जो नी मैम बैक ऑफ थाई में जो लोकेशन होती है वहाँ होती है। जो इसका ओरिजिन होता है, जो हैमस्ट्रिंग मसल्स का जो ओरिजिनेट होती है वो ईस्टर्न ट्यूबरोसिटी पे ओरिजिनेट होती है।
तो इनकी कोई ऐसी
बैक
पर्टिकुलर
ऑफ थाई प्रेजेंट होती है और इंसर्जन होता है वो।
तो कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे, हाउ शुड वी
सॉरी मैम।
आइडेंटिफाई द टाइटनेस इन दीज मसल्स?
टाइटनेस के लिए मैम हमने बेंट लेग रेज टेस्ट किया था, जो SLR स्ट्रेट लेग टेस्ट होता है, जिससे कि जब वो पेशेंट को स्पाइन लाइन पोजिशन में लेटाते होते हैं तो उसके बाद हम जो उसका पैर है वो उठा के देखते होते हैं SLR पॉजिटिव है या नहीं है, उसमें चेक करते होते हैं। फिर उसको हम गोनोमीटर से चेक करते होते हैं, उसकी रेंज चेक करते होते हैं कि कितनी रेंज आई हुई है। फिर उसके बाद हमने उसको बेंट लेग रेज टेस्ट दिया, जिसको पैर मोड़ के पूरा जो एक पैर है वो उसको स्ट्रेट लाइन पोजीशन में रहेगा, जो दूसरा है उसको हम बेंड करेंगे। ठीक है, 30 सेकंड के लिए मैंने होल्ड किया था उसको, देन फिर रिलैक्स किया था। ये मैंने 4 से 5 बार रिपीट किया था। देन फिर वापस से गोनोमीटर से उसकी रेंज ऑफ मोशन चेक की तो उसकी रेंज ऑफ मोशन इंक्रीज आई हुई थी। तो दूसरा कंट्रोल ग्रुप में मैंने लिया था, उसके अंदर मैंने लिया था कि सिर्फ स्ट्रेचिंग दिए थे एंड वॉक ट्रैक दिया था। स्ट्रेचिंग में मैंने यूज किया था हैंड्स की जो स्ट्रेचिंग एक्टिविटी है, जो कि हम यूज करते हैं। जैसे एक पैर होता है वो हमारा सीधा होता है, जो दूसरे पैर को हम अपने यहाँ पे शोल्डर पे रखते होते हैं। अगर पेशेंट अनकंफर्टेबल फील कर रहा है तो हम यहाँ पे टॉवल वगैरह लगा के होते हैं। देन फिर मैंने उसका पूरा हैंड स्ट्रेच किया था, फिर वापस से फिर उसको गोनोमीटर से चेक किया तो उसकी रेंज ऑफ मोशन बढ़ी हुई थी। तो फिर मैंने वास्पिकल भी यूज किया था, जो कि पेन के लिए यूजफुल होता है। तो पेन जो पहले था वो ज्यादा था और बाद में था वो कम था, तो मैंने इस चीज का कंपैरिजन किया था अपना। दो जो ग्रुप थे मेरे, एक्सपेरिमेंटल और कंट्रोल ग्रुप।
क्या हम हैमस्ट्रिंग की जो मसल्स हैं इनकी नर्व सप्लाई को भी जो है वो फिजियोथेरेपी के थ्रू कर सकते हैं?
जी मैम, जो नर्व सप्लाई होती है मेनली सप्लाई, जो टीबियल पार्ट होता है सियाटिक नर्व, उससे नर्व सप्लाई होती है। अब तो इससे हम, जैसे कि इसमें क्या होता है कि हम जो हमारा पेन होता है वो रेडिएट करता होता है, जो कि लेग में पेन आ जाता है उसका, तो इसका हम ऐसे फिजियोथेरेपी से है वो हम ट्रीट कर सकते हैं। बट मैम इसका सिर्फ रेंज ऑफ मोशन के लिए, टाइटनेस के लिए ही यूज किया था। मैंने जो पेन है उसको पर्टिकुलर उस पर काम नहीं किया मैम। हाँ, बट जो सियाटिका नर्व पेन होता है उसके लिए अलग ट्रीटमेंट प्रोटोकॉल होता है।
सिर्फ आपने मस्कुलर लेवल पे ही काम किया है, मसल्स पे ही।
जी मैम। जी
थैंक
मैम।
यू प्रियंका फॉर योर नाइस प्रेजेंटेशन। Thank you,
जी मैम।
Priyanka,
ओके,
for your
थैंक
presentation.
थैंक यू मैम।
Okay, next, Neha. Neha, am I audible? Are you connected?
Ma'am,
Hello,
am I
Neha?
am I audible?
Yes, yes, Neha, you are. Please.
Okay, ma'am. Is my display visible?
Just a moment, Neha. We will be playing this PPT from our end. All right. Just tell us when you need to change the slides. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
वही तो है जो भेजा आपने, आपको दी नहीं अभी भेजी? ये हाँ हाँ ये वाली।
Okay, Neha, you can continue.
Ma'am, my topic is examining the depths of humanity, a study of Anton Chekhov's selected short stories.
इंग्लिश में
Uh,
इंग्लिश का कोई है क्या? मैं पूछ लूँ.
Please continue,
um,
Neha.
This paper presents a comprehensive analysis of selected short stories and a play by Anton Chekhov, focusing on The Bet, The Lady with the Dog, Ward Number 6, The Cherry Orchard, and Misery. Though a detailed examination of these works, the study aims to explore Chekhov's thematic concerns, narrative techniques, and his profound understanding of the human condition. Chekhov's ability to capture the complexity of life, his nuanced character portrayals, and his use of the short story form to delve into themes of existential despair, societal change, and the quest for meaning are highlighted. The analysis demonstrates how Chekhov's writing encapsulates the transition of Russian society at the turn of 20th century, reflecting on um, personal and collective human experiences. Introduction. Anton Chekhov, one of the literary giants of the 19th century, has profoundly influenced the development of modern short fiction and drama with his unique storytelling approach and deep psychological insight. Chekhov's narratives, characterized by their brevity, subtlety, and the intricate portrayal of complex human emotions, offer a window into the soul of Russian society and the universal human condition. This paper aims to analyze a selection of Chekhov's work, namely The Bet, The Lady with the Dog, Ward Number 6, The Cherry Orchard, and Misery, to understand the thematic and stylistic elements that define his oeuvre. Though this analysis, we seek to appreciate Chekhov's contribution to literature and his continued relevance in the study of human nature and societal dynamics. The Bet is a profound narrative that explores the value of human life and knowledge versus material wealth, set against a wager that spans 15 years of voluntary solitary confinement. The story delves into themes of freedom, the nature of human existence, and the pursuit of meaning beyond the material world. Through this narrative, Chekhov questions societal values and the very essence of life, making a powerful statement on the futility of materialism and the infinite value of intellectual and spiritual riches. The Lady with the Dog. This story is a delicate exploration of love, infidelity, and the complexities of human emotions. Chekhov masterfully portrays the unexpected love affair between Dmitry Gurov and Anna, two individuals trapped in the conventions of society and their own disillusionment. Through vivid imagery and nuanced character development, Chekhov examines the transformative power of love and the possibility of redemption and change, challenging traditional moral judgments and societal norms. Ward number 6 is a powerful critique of the social and moral indifference of society towards the mentally ill. Set in a provincial mental institution, the stories follows Dr. Andrei Ragin and his philosophical conversations with the patient Ivan Gromov, leading to a dramatic and ironic conclusion. Chekhov uses the microcosm of the hospital to explore broader themes of empathy, insanity, and the arbitrary nature of societal norms and judgments. The Cherry Orchard is a poignant commentary on the transition of Russian society at the turn of the 20th century, focusing on the decline of the aristocracy and the rise of bureaucracy. Though the story of Anna family and their inability to save their ancestral estate and his cherry orchard, Chekhov explores themes of change, memory, and loss. The play is notable for its rich character development, symbolic use of the cherry orchard, and Chekhov's use of comedy to underscore the tragedy and absurdity of character situation. Misery addresses the universal theme of human suffering and the need for empathy. It tells the story of Iona Potapov, a sledge driver in Petersburg, who is consumed by grief over his son's death. His attempts to share his sorrow are met with indifference, highlighting the isolation and emotional disconnection prevalent in society. Chekhov's portrayal of Iona's plight is a powerful indictment of societal apathy and a poignant reminder of the need for human connection and understanding. These works collectively showcase Chekhov's extraordinary ability to delve deep into the human psyche, his empathetic portrayal of complex characters, and his critical eye towards societal issues. Whether through the concise format of short stories or the dynamic platform of theater, Chekhov's writing continue to resonate with audiences for their timeless exploration of universal themes and the depth of their humanism. Conclusion. The analysis of Anton Chekhov's selected works reveals the author's unmatched prowess in capturing the essence of human existence through his concise yet profound storytelling. Chekhov's stories and plays set against the backdrop of a rapidly changing Russian society reflect on themes of love, loss, freedom, despair, and the search for meaning in life. Through the Bed, The Lady with the Dog, Ward Number 6, The Cherry Orchard, and Misery, Chekhov explores the complexity of the human psyche, the nuances of interpersonal relationships, and the inevitable confrontation with societal and existence dilemmas. His works, marked by a delicate balance of realism and symbolism, continue to resonate with readers and scholars alike for their insightful commentary on the human condition and the universality of human experience. Chekhov's legacy thus lies not only in his contribution to Russian literature, but also in his enduring influence on the global literary landscape, affirming his status as a master of the short story and pivotal figure in the evolution of modern drama. These are my references, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Neha. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. Any
Thank you.
questions? Yeah.
Ma'am, can you tell Neha,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
audible?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Neha, please tell one thing. What is the
Yes,
moral of your story? What is the moral of your story?
ma'am, my moral of the story is that the writer which I'm presenting is working on social things for the society. Um,
All right.
he wants to bring
Great.
change in the society, ma'am. Yeah, with his short stories.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. आप लोगों की खत्म हो गई?
Okay. So, Dr. OKK. Dr. OKK, am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning.
All right. So, okay, just a moment,
Hello?
sir. Okay, we are processing the slides, so you can just let us know when to change it. Okay.
नंबर से लेकर ओके की कोई नंबर दे दीजिए
Okay, so can you see? Is it visible?
Yes, I can see it. It's visible.
All right. Okay, you can continue.
Can I go ahead?
Please carry on.
All right. Good morning from Nigeria. This is Dr. KK from the Department of Pharmaceutics and Pharmaceutical Technology, Bingham University, Kari, Nasarawa State, Nigeria. I thank you for this wonderful opportunity to present this abstract titled Wound Healing Properties of Chromolela odorata Extract Cream. Chromolula dorata is the botanical name of a very important herb that is common not just in Nigeria, in some other parts of the world. And just like in most other parts of the world, in traditional medicine, these medicinal plants have been utilized in folklore medicine for wound healing. And they are largely preferred because they are actually affordable, they are
Hello. You are not audible, Dr. Okeke. उनको बोलो कोई ये उधर से
ओके चलिए आप नेटवर्क
मैसेज करो आई कर दो मैसेज प्लीज रीजॉइन वंस दुखी होता रहेगा आपको भी दुखी करता रहेगा रिमूव कर दिया
वो आएगा तभी तो उसके साथ आएगी
ओके ओके की मैं एग्जिट कर दूँ हाँ उनका कनेक्शन कट हो गया
नेहा भी आ रही है डिस्कनेक्ट किया
नेहा तो हो गया ये इंग्लिश वाली थी ना नेहा तो हो गया दीक्षा शर्मा कर रही है अच्छा
बाद में पहले मेरे पास फोन आया ये वाली के दो फाइनल हो गया
ये तो फाइनल है तो
कल सारी इकट्ठी करके दे देना चले करते कम से चलो
हमारी तरफ से तो ओवर है
उसको भी लग गया मैं बोल दिया सर्टिफिकेट हो गया
थैंक यू फॉर वंडरफुल लिसनिंग
नाइजीरियन